Hello everyone. This is the complete timer video. We are using a traffic light simulation. So this is the program we are going to be creating today. So let me just explain how this program works before we build our own. To start this program, I need to press the start button. Once I press the start button, the timer starts to count, and at the same time, the timer address normally open enable bit would set the red light on. After 15 seconds, it's going to switch over to the next yellow using its done bit here, and that begins to count as well. And after 15 seconds, it switch over to the last timer, which is currently counting green using the done bit of the yellow. So while the first timer is energized, when this one is energized, this enable bit will latch. Immediately this timer is set on, this will latch it and retain it. Now I can also use the stop push button 2 to stop the entire program. Then once the yellow comes on, this guy comes on, that this timer 2 yellow enabled would open and disengage the timer. So that's what the program is all about. Now to start, I'll first come here and go offline. Yes. Okay. Yes. Then I would come here and create a new file. Yes. So I will select series B. I will title this as traffic control um one traffic control one. So I'll set it as okay. Then I would ensure my communication is done correctly. Yeah, I'm currently using an emulator driver 5001. Why am I using emulator driver? Because I'm actually using the emulator. So the driver that can communicate from my ROS Logix microstarter to the emulator is the emulator driver. And how do you come about that? We have to go to ROS links, then set up the communication by going to communication and selecting configure drivers. So I'll see the emulator currently running. If you don't have this running, I'll show you just how to do that. You can let me stop this so I can show you how to do that. I will stop and delete this. So when you click on this button here, you see the SLC 500 DH485 emulator driver. Select this and add new. Then press OK. You see it's running immediately. That's the station number. Press OK. So now it is running. So close this and go to your go back to your RS micrology starter and select controller properties. Go to controller communications. Then set who's active. Press on who's active. Now you are going to see the station here, the workstation which is on station 0. Then you select it as OK. So when you do this, you press apply and then OK. So that solidifies the communication. So to start the program, I will create two new rungs. I'll create a two new ladder. So here I would put my examine if open contact here. I'll put a coil contact here for my output. I'll also put the stop, the transfer and the stop. So here I'll put the branch for my latch. Then I would also put the branch for the program transfer. Well, let me undo this first as I don't need it presently. So I have my latch here. Now I'm going to put in my timer, my T on. Now I would address the instructions. So I'll set this as I colon 0/0. Double click and give it the start str push button 1, and set that as okay. Then I would give this my stop. I colon 0/1. So stop push button 2 and set it as okay. So this will be my first timer. So I'll give it T4. The generic number for timer is 4 colon 0, being the first timer in that circuit, so it will be T40. So I'll double click, I'll give it timer 1 with the symbol for red LED. So I'll say that okay. So the preset time is 1, the time base is 1, and the preferred time is 15 seconds, and that's fine for that. So I'll give this an output as O colon 0/0. That's the first output to be my red, and that's the light one, LT1. So I say that okay. So I'll come here and give this the enable bits of that T4 colon 0. So T4 colon 0 slash enable bits. It means that once the timer is started, this will give instruction to this. So I want this also to have the same address with the latch. Once this one is started, this comes on, and immediately I take this one off, this retains the contact serve as the latch. So this one will bear the address of let me see if I can create that before I create the timer. T4 colon 1. That's the next time I'm creating, forward slash enable bit. So once that next time I'm going to create comes on, it should set this one off. You can see that it's blackened, meaning okay, it's accepted. So all I have to do is to create the timer. So I'll come here and shift here, copy, then I'll come here and paste it twice. Okay. So all I just did is need to do is to edit for the red and the yellow. Yeah, I've copied it and pasted twice. So I'll come over to the next part of the program and change this timer address first to 1 using the same time base. So I'll double click, I'll give it timer 2, and I'll give it yellow, and I'll press OK. So I'll give this one /1. I'll double click, I'll give it yellow, light 2. Then I'll use the enable bit of that to set this one on. So I'll just give it /1. I'll double click, press OK so that the address can be copied. the symbol and the description can be copied. I'll transfer the address also this as well. Now I'll see that immediately I created this, it copied the address, it copied the symbols of the timer. Okay, but I don't want that. I want it to take the address of the next timer, which is the third timer on the third rung. So let me go up a little bit and let me come down now back. So this is going to be timer 3. So I'll give this one T4 slash colon 2. So I'll double click and give it the green timer 3, which is going to be having symbol green. Okay. So once the timer is on, this should have its address and I should set it off. So I'll set this off to 2 and I'll press OK. I'll still have my stop. I have my green timer, my yellow timer, my green timer. Then back to the end base here. So I'm going to set this also to 2 I0 dot o 0 dot 0 slash 2. So I double click and give it green light 3. Okay. Now I want this to enable this. So I'll double click on this and set this one to 2 as well. Double click. Okay. So I'll copy this to this to update it. I'm going to copy this now to this. So what should set this on? It should be the down bits of the yellow. So I'll double click on this and I'll set this one to T4 colon 1 slash DN. So I'll double click. So once timer 1 is once timer 2 is actually T4 colon 1 is timer 2. Once timer 2 is done, the timer 2 should be energized and this should latch it. Timer 2 enable bit should set this off. So moving up back. Okay. So this should actually be set up by the first timer, not timer 2. It should be set up by the first timer. So I'll come here and change this one to 0. So once timer 1 comes on, which is coming on after this one because it's going to be in a cycle, this should go off. So I'll just give it OK. So I'll go back to, I'll edit this one as well. So I want this one to be put on once the first timer is once this one goes off. So I'll change this one to the down bit. So I'll set this T4 colon 0 4 slash down bit. So I'll say OK. So that is done. So the next thing is to latch this. So I'll go to my user and click on this, paste it here, carry this to this part, then put an examine if open contact here and give it the down bits of the last timer. So I'll say T4 colon 2 4 slash down bit. I'll double click and I'll press OK. So I think everything is set right now. When I start, this starts yellow is in normally closed and stop is normally closed. So this latches it, which is the enable bit of the red, and the green stays off for now. So when the red finish counting up to 15 seconds, this goes off, switches to the yellow timer. The red done base set this on immediately by this part, and this part set it on through this part. So then yellow set this off. Yellow enable bit set this off. So while I'm over here, I'll come down to this part where I'm having my yellow, which is set on now for another 15 seconds. Once 15 seconds elapses, it switches um to the green, and this latches it. Is done bit switches to the green. This enable bit here latches it, sets it on, and the green stays on for 15 seconds. After 15 seconds, the the circle goes on back to the first time. So let's test our program. Let's save. Okay, so I'm going to give it timer control, traffic control underscore 01. So I'm going to save it. Now the program is saved now, and all I have to do is to verify the file. Verify has completed no errors found. Then I'll verify the entire project. Verify has completed no errors found. So I'll simply come here and download. Then I press OK. Yes. Yes, I want to go online. Now I'm online. But for me to be able to manipulate the program, I have to run it on the processor. So I'll save to yes, which means I'm now running because I have this green part. So to start the program, I'll just come over here and right click, then I'll toggle bits, then I'll see my timer counting, then I'll have to off it back like a push button. So I've toggled it back to off. So this is on 10 seconds now, and this is still on. By the time it gets to 50 seconds, it goes off immediately, and by the time it goes off, I'll see my yellow light now on, and it's going to be on for another 15 seconds. So the instruction was switched by this. Okay, so once 15 seconds reach, it goes off, and it switched to the third timer, which is the green LED, which is now counting for another 15 seconds. Once it's done, it switches back to the first. It goes off first, then the red timer comes on again, and the cycle continues like that. So thank you so much for watching. If you have not I'm going to be posting it on my YouTube channel, Born Automation, and I would like you to like it and subscribe to the channel if you have not done that. And I'll also post more videos on this. So thank you very much for supporting the work.